Hello everybody. We have a game with the black pieces against Ali Khalil, rated 995. He plays with this interesting passive setup, so we'll just play in the center. No theory here. Just put a pawn in the center and control e4. He develops his knight, and we can likewise develop a minor piece. We pin the knight, which helps control the center. He now develops his knight supporting the center, but making no threats. We can simply play e6, supporting the center and developing our bishop. He kicks our bishop. We have the option of bringing it back or taking the knight. They all seem pretty playable, but for simplicity's sake, I'm going to play without the bishop, giving him the bishop pair voluntarily, which you normally don't do, but it's still a perfectly playable game. So he brings his queen out, and now we can just keep developing per the usual. Which piece do I want and where? I'm going to break in the center with c5 and then try to put the knight behind it, developing this way, while trying to gain as much control over the center as I can. Everything's harmonious in my position. The only thing is I'm missing a light square bishop, but that's okay. We'll just play a very even game and see what happens. Try to outplay our opponent from here. We're attacking the center and he can't support it with c3. If he takes, we can develop our bishop. If he doesn't take, we can take. He gives us this check. This helps us develop our knight, but where do we want our knight? Both squares are playable. I'm just going to go to d7. This doesn't even give him the option of bringing our b pawn to the c file, because we'll take with the queen. And now we can play a6 and b5, gaining space with tempo against this bishop. Well, here he takes our pawn. We might as well take the pawn back and develop at the same time. We have all of our minor pieces out. We're ready to castle. Our position's fine. He now breaks in the center, opens up his bishop, but I'm not really sure this is the time to be doing this. He's not threatening anything other than potentially taking or pushing. But that gives us the option of just taking his pawn and trading off equally strong pawns. So he recaptures with the knight. This attacks the bishop and the knight. Also a bit weird. I'm gonna go queen a5 check, because the bishop's hanging unless he puts the knight back where it came from, which is very annoying for him. So instead he develops a new piece. But now I can take the bishop. He can take here, but then we just take back. If he takes here, we can take back as well. So he basically hung a piece. And so the game is over, but up until then, you can see how we were jockeying for position, and he fumbled. He had to bring his knight back, defending the bishop and blocking the check, at which point there would be no more pressure on any of our pieces. So he takes the knight. We'll take back and improve our piece. It is way too loud. Anyway, he long castles, and we should continue developing. We can bring our king to safety. Can't really argue with that. We're up a knight. Opposite side castles. You know, we have a super solid position over here. We have a couple pawns that maybe we can launch up the board. A couple rooks maybe we could put on the C file or D file. And of course, trades are good since we're up a piece. So the position, you know, it's not going to be that hard to play. It's not going to be hard at all. He might do something like this. In that case, I guess you could just jump your knight in here. Simple enough. Not sure what he's thinking about, really. Oh, now the music is barely even playing. So anyway, he goes here, probably threatening to play bishop h6 next. But for the time being, it doesn't create a threat. So we now have the possibility of forking the pieces and taking his bishop, which we definitely do want to do. So let's do that. I guess. Okay, queen g4. Getting out of the attack, hitting the knight. We now can do this, but then it runs into this checkmate. Then we take the queen. So if we take this pawn, we're hitting his queen. His queen has to move. Let's just say it moves back one. Then we hit the rook. I mean, we take the rook. Then he goes for the checkmate. I mean, that's not good for him. But we are up a piece. We could just take this. Okay, but let's go for more material. Let's be greedy. With the triple fork. We have this diagonal at some point if we can get there. So he moves the queen, but not to anywhere that matters. Which rook do we take? I guess this rook. So we bring the other one to a worse square. But maybe we don't have to take it just yet. Maybe we could develop. Because he blocked his own threat of bishop h6. I want to put one of these rooks to one of these squares, but I don't know which one. I'll just start with this C rook aiming at his king. So whenever I move my queen, I have checkmate threats. It might come with some type of double attack. Okay, so he hits my knight, so he's moving his queen multiple times. Now we can take this rook because it hits the queen, so he has to respond. He can't ignore us and just go here. But he does, and we take his queen. I like the idea, okay, you take my rook and I'm going to attack you, but your queen's hanging, so it doesn't work. And now he goes, oops. Yeah, and he resigns because he's down 18 points of material. Okay. So let's go through the game. He plays d4, and we just bring out a piece towards the center. And he shuts in his own bishop, which is a little weird. But we just put a pawn in the center and control the center, develop our bishop. And then development and center. And then center and development. And then forced move, you have to do something with the bishop. Oh, this is maybe our least center pawn loss ever. 6. 99%. Maybe 6 is the lowest, I think. I'm not sure. So you see, we take the knight, and it's not a big deal that we gave up our bishop. As long as you don't make any mistakes from here, you'll be fine. So we attack the center, like in a caro-kann style. Just try to get in c5 and open things up, get our pieces developed behind. He gives us a check. We just block it with the knight, and our position is perfectly solid. Development and center. Forced move, development and center. This might have been, I mean, it's fine, but maybe you want to castle and develop your bishop or something first. I don't really know. Because I could just take, and it seems like I have no problems. So I develop another piece, forcing move. He has to bring his knight back. If you do anything else, you lose the game. It goes from complete zeros to minus 4.5. So that's terrible. He's supposed to bring it back, and now my bishop is free, my knight is free. He's not threatening anything. I can castle and unpin my knight. I can play a6 and try to force things. I would probably just castle though. And my position's good. Maybe he goes bishop here to line up. Maybe I go queen b6 and line up here. And I always have knight to e5 hitting the queen, and it's a good position for black. But he didn't do that. He just blundered, so we take free stuff. And that's just a trade. King safety. Free stuff, because trading when you're up is gaining the edge. More free stuff. Development. For free, we still have this. They're not going anywhere. Free stuff. Free stuff. That's the game. So perfect game. And extremely straightforward. Even to the point where we're just trading pieces, bishop for knight, no questions asked about which one's better and why, just get on with it, right? Solid moves, they all make sense, and the game wins itself. So, I don't know. Give it a shot. If you have any questions, you can write them in the comments. Good luck in your chess, and I'll see you in the next one.